When you guys see a dump like this, don't panic or feel low. Just don't forget to take a look at the market cycles and where we are in it. Because if you don't, this type of price appreciation can actually come as a surprise for you. We will be going through some of the updates from Twitter. These are kind of perspectives from some reputed individuals, and then some news articles, which really is interesting. We'll actually go through that, discuss about it because it is kind of solidifying our foundation as XRP holders. Then we have some kind of technical analysis, which yeah, we will actually do our own technical analysis, but these are something which we will be pointing out based on something different in what they have conducted. Now the overall crypto market today is kind of looking in red, taking the top 10. Now that's tether in green, so you can kind of imagine what I'm looking at. Now this is the first one of XRP, which is a shorter time frame chart, 1 hour. So it's showing you a dump. Price just crashed in 1 hour. But if you're actually zooming out, you can see that that's kind of happening every time when it is pumping up, a bit of correction, pumping up, a bit of correction, then again. So that's nothing much to be worried about. Now this is an XRP USD chart, which is in an inverted scale. So usually we look at this like this, but today I would like to talk to you guys this trend as well, because if you're actually inverting your chart, you can actually see these touches. Yeah, you can actually see the same in that too, but this is a difference in perspective. So you can actually understand, like, if you just now, I imagine or assume that you guys are watching my videos and other videos from which technical analysis is coming a bit familiar for you guys. So it will be like you can actually see this. The price actually fluctuated here like this, and it just went down. So here down means the price is appreciating. So the same thing or similar thing is happening here. Now the similarities which I would like to point out here is, see, if you're actually looking at this particular pattern, I'll zoom in that area. If you are looking at this particular pattern here, you can see that the price came to that resistance level, then it reflected back, bounced back, and then it went above that. And slowly it couldn't actually hold above that. It came into that trading range, consolidated a bit in a daily time frame, and then it went down. Now here, down means the price is increasing, right? So in the same aspect, if you are looking at it here, you can see that the price came to that resistance level and then bounced back from that level. And again, it went up above that, but it came back below that, and now it is consolidating in a daily time frame. So that is kind of looking similar to what it is here. And this is kind of just ensuring that what is happening here is something similar. Now I actually saw one of a video from a reputable YouTuber, like, is showing what has happened in 2017 and what's happening now. So in that video I just got confused because when I was previously analyzing this, counting the number of days, the percentage of price fluctuations, I actually had something different in mind. Say for example, the pattern, yeah, I completely agree that the pattern looks similar, but the time frame it actually took for that pattern to complete and the percentage of price fluctuation during that cycle was kind of different. But in his video, the perspective which I got from that video was like, it looks absolutely similar, and we are some way here waiting for this burst. So like we are here waiting for this burst. Now yes, I kind of agree with that perspective too, because considering that we are still here, that means if you draw that line in this particular pattern also, you can understand that we are still here just above this line. Just about this previous resistance, making it as a support. So the issue which I'm kind of pointing out is just this one. If you actually take out the price fluctuation from here, without any change, and place it here, you can see that it is not actually similar. Now, yes, if you want to reconfirm that, you can see I haven't changed anything. This is something copied directly from here, which I'm placing here. Okay, there's no change in scale. So if you actually look at that, you can actually see, yeah, the pattern is similar. This is the correct one. Huh? The pattern is similar, but the time frame is really different. So if you are placing that here, you get something like this. The pattern is similar, but the price fluctuation in percentage and time consumed, or the total time frame taken for that, is different. Now, this is something I can play around with. I can increase the width, the height, and adjust it in a way so that I can show you guys this is absolutely going to happen. This is like this is same time frame, same fluctuation, same pattern, everything. But I would like to be sincere here in this particular point, so we'll just take those out, and you understood my point. So when we are coming back into this one, mhm, assessing the previous cycle, what I would like to point out is, see, this particular fluctuation here, I consider it, every cycle is not kind of repeating itself. It's, kind of similar, in the way that it's kind of rhyming itself, right? That's what the experts used to say. Now, if you are taking the right pattern from there and comparing it with this one, the actual one, you can actually see that we made a bottom like this, which is kind of similar to this one. If you enhance or zoom in, you can see this particular pattern is similar to this one, and this particular one is kind of similar to this one. It's kind of forming an shoulder, head, and shoulder. So if you zoom in, you can actually see that shoulder, head, and shoulder. Now, that's in a daily time frame, it will be a bit difficult to understand, but if you zoom in to 4 hour chart, you can get that. Now, from that point, we actually moved a bit up, consolidated there, made like a bull flag, and then bursted up. So I feel like we came here, but considering this particular cycle of 2016 2017, for that pattern, we actually came above this area. So that's kind of a price fluctuation above that. But for this particular time, it is still here, like in terms of percentage, but in terms of time and fluctuation, it's different, right? So the fluctuation just happened till here, but considering the pattern, it's kind of like we are somewhere here. Now, yeah, if you guys don't agree with me, you can actually do let me know your suggestions or your idea based on this one. But this is what I feel. So if we get a burst like this, don't be surprised. Now, yes, even at that time frame, we can see that the price actually consolidated like a week. So it can take that time or even more time, because every time the pattern may be similar, but the time frame and the percentage of fluctuation will be different. So if we compare that, we can get an idea where we are. So compared to last time, we actually have passed a lot in time frame, but we have still managed to go back to that price level, breaking about this height. So the next target, what I would be personally looking at, will be somewhere around 0.38, 0.39. So that should be a good area. Now, when looking at XRP on a shorter time frame, say this one is an hourly chart for XRP. When you plot this as a trend line, you can actually see that it is kind of moving in a positive direction, because if you note this was like a rising wedge which usually break to the downside, but we got enough volume and went to the upside. Now it is kind of retesting this previous resistance, which is turned as support now, and once it is confirmed, then we may bounce back. But be cautious, if it is coming back into this trading range, then it means we are still going to continue within, or we can break to the downside. So that is called to be cautious. But if we get a confirmation and move to the upside, then it is kind of validating that we are going to move to the upside. Now, what we have to see is, others are stating the price is controlled, it's manipulated. Is it so? Now, looking at the chart, I really don't feel so. I just kind of read this in a way that it's actually there to understand. If you really want to go into the chart, read the chart, then you can actually understand it is kind of happening in a similar way. In our previous video, if you guys actually watched the last one, there was some of my friends who were asking question to me like, what is this pattern? How you compare these market cycles? Say, for example, the market cycle of 2016 and now. So when we are actually looking at that, if you look at here, you get one pump. That's the first one. Then this one, the main. But instead, if you are looking at this, say one, two, up, right? Then this was a small one. So in the same one, this is one, two, but this has even higher. The top is here. So I actually, okay, in this video we actually okay, I'll just mute that video and I'll just directly go to the area where we were actually talking about these patterns. So if you guys actually watch this video, okay, you can just skip say 30 second or 40 second of this particular video, but otherwise you can actually understand what I was trying to point out there. In that one we can assume this is the first one, this is the second one. In the same, this is the first one, this is the second one, because these patterns which are highlighted there in this particular video, you can actually recognize this one, this one, this one, this one in this cycle. And intermediately whatever happening in the, we have actually correlated with that. If you guys want to watch that video, you can. Otherwise you can just go through the chart and try to get your own perspective about that. Now guys, we actually went through all of this, and firstly, I would like to really explain one by one, which is this one. See, this is from actually Stephen Bull from Deep. He's actually showcasing like if XRP hits $100, people will start buying. People will start saying that we're lucky. But you know, it took my time, effort, wisdom, patience, and dedication to get this luck. So guys, that's it really. I completely agree with that perspective. We are putting our time here, patience, dedication. We are trying to learn more stuff, trying to research and find out what actually is the item which we have invested upon. Say for example, the fundamentals, how the technicals are brewing, when we are going to take off and all. Now this is the next one from Digital Asset Investor. He's actually showing you a book which is titled Discover the Full Potential of Ripple and XRP Now. The perspective which he is laying out is the history books are now being written. What will you tell your grandchildren you did during the greatest wealth transfer in history of the world? Zero doubt and at Ripple. So if this is actually going to happen, say now, this is just my speculation or perspective. This guy is a reputed individual who actually went to Israel by the invitation he got from Ripple, right? So if he's actually stating this perspective and tagging them, I think it's kind of, you have to connect the dot. You have to understand what I'm trying to say. Now, in this particular article, it's actually showing that current cycle is actually looking something really similar to what happened during 2017. So we actually discussed through that, right? And we also have a same perspective. But the only issue which I have in this one is like, when the media outlets are also informing you that a rally is pending and the price is going to appreciate, well, then I get kind of confused because most of the time they point towards the opposite direction, try to misinform us. But this time maybe it's different this time, but that's one of the title used by Howard Marks stating it's different this time, but never, it's never different, it's almost all the time same. Now if you actually consider that in the sense of market perspective, you can say that okay, if it's gonna happen similar to what happened last time, then we are gonna be rich. Wow, cool, right? Now this is the next one from Alex Cobb showing if this daily candle can close above this, I think we are set to see next price levels by the weekend. Now yeah, for me, I'm in South Korea and weekend is gonna almost end in next 10 hours, so let's see, but I hope he's right. Now, this article is actually showing that considering other altcoins, XRP is still underperforming considering XRP BTC Pay. Now, it doesn't actually matter because we can actually see that it's kind of making a bottom and it's starting that pump up. So it still has room to go upside. That's what this author is pointing out. And yeah, we agree that we are looking for a pump here. Now, this is the one of the news which I would really like to highlight you guys because BRD is actually coming out. Mhm. and informing you guys now all the iOS users can hold, send, receive XRP, purchase with debit or credit card. Now that's really huge, guys. Adoption at its best. It's moving towards retailers. Now, anyone with this can actually use this trading functionality in iOS, and as well as general Android support will be coming in the near future. So, if now it is iOS, Android support is coming soon. So, most of us guys will be using these two, right? So, for example, if we get to use this, yes, still only 1% of the entire population will be considering this type of technology to use as an asset or a financial transaction. So now this is the next one from Johnny Moe, showing that the price fluctuation. I'm not actually talking about that, but just the volume. If you analyze this volume, you can understand it's getting something different from what it was here, and something really similar to this one. So before this, it got a pump here. Now, yes, this wasn't the area we were comparing previously, but the volume profile is showing you that something is actually brewing. If you want to look at it carefully, you'll get that idea. Now, this is from Crypto Bull, showing after today's small correction, we will see the most amazing XRP pump. Now, he's talking only days left. I also, that perspective is not wrong, but this is crypto, right? It can take a couple of days extra, 1 week extra. We don't know. Just you have to position yourself. You have to go through the charts. Now, not short-term charts. Go through the long-term charts. Position yourself, understanding the market cycle. Now, in this video, when we started, we were talking about looking at the market cycle and where we are in that market cycle. I would like to suggest you guys read a book from Howard Marks, which from the initial days of the channel, we were actually proposing or advocating for the viewers to read that, because it's a perfect book. Now, if you guys don't actually want to go through that, I'll just summarize in a couple of sentences. It's not the entire thing, but just related to what we are talking about here. In this perspective, it's like when the market is going up high like this in this area, the psychology of people is too much. You should be actually defensive during that time while investing. Instead, when the price is actually going down and it's kind of hitting all-time lows, or it hitting lows for that year or that cycle, and the psychology is too low, people doesn't even care about that asset. He states in that book that you should actually be aggressive trading that asset if you are confident about the fundamental of that asset. Now, for XRP, I personally consider this kind of, at the bottom, or if you're looking, say, when others are stating that it already went so much up, it's going to come down. In that sense, it should be like, the eighth inning, whereas compared to the stock market, it is where it is, right? The eighth inning, it's going to go down soon. But here we are seeing something different. It's like it's just starting the first innings, it's going to move to the upside like this. Mhm. So that's the perspective with that market cycle. Now, if you are positioning yourself based on the aggressive and defensive position, then you can actually understand the odds. If you are here, you know that whether you should be buying aggressively or defensively. And if you're here, now, this is my opinion, I would be buying more aggressively. That doesn't mean I'm going to leverage into 100, into 50, or maybe maximum into 2, because this is crypto. The volatility can come and hit you like a stone. So even if it is like going upside, say this one, it came down, kick you outside and went up. So you should be prepared for that too. Now, guys, that's all for today, and I would really like to request you guys, if you are new to this channel, please do hit that subscribe button. If you are already a subscriber of this channel and you get value out of this video, please do obliterate the like content. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.